Enugu State don dey hot for criminals o. Today, security operatives carry some suspected criminals come out publicly after dem don arrest dem, and the thing don get people dey talk plenty things. Make I give una the full gist first.
And what we're witnessing here today is the triumph of vigilance, the triumph of hard work. Recall that sometime in December last year, we had an incident that took the lives of some of our officers.
So today, some people wey allegedly enter Enugu State to carry out some criminal activities don finally land for security operatives and they arrest them. They even parade them before Governor Peter Mbah, the man of the moment. No be small matter o. From wetin we dey see, Enugu security people no dey joke again this year. Once you enter with any funny plan, na to pray make dem no catch you, because these people seem to be everywhere now. Many people are already saying that the security architecture the governor put in place is beginning to show results. Whether na cameras, whether na intelligence gathering or collaboration with security agencies, something definitely seems to be working. The interesting part be say this arrest don send strong warning to anybody wey still dey think of using Enugu as hiding place or any kidnapping or any criminal plans. The message wey dem don dey send now loud and clear. If you come with criminal intentions, your market fit no sell. As this matter dey unfold, residents are happy, but e dey sweet their belle say security agencies are taking actions and making arrests instead of waiting for criminals to strike first. Wetin be your own take for this matter? You think say Enugu dey become one of the safest states in Nigeria as we dey speak? Or is there still plenty work to do? Because days ago, we still hear say Fulani kidnappers still dey operate somewhere around Enugu State. Well, allegedly. We never dey sure. So I dey ask you again, wetin be your own take?
Thank you very much. First, I would like to start by recognizing and acknowledging the triumph and the huge success recorded by our gallant officers, the security agencies in this state. Recall that when we assumed office, we identified security as the biggest elephant in the room. We believe that if we wanted to grow the state's economy exponentially and we wanted to eliminate poverty and make Enugu State the preferred destination for living and business, that we must address security challenges. And what we're witnessing here today is the triumph of vigilance, the triumph of hard work, the triumph of dedication to duty. Recall that sometime in December last year, we had an incident that took the lives of some of our officers. And if you also cast your mind back at the time, the state government actually offered a bounty to whoever would come up with information leading to the arrest of those men who attacked our security post. So what you see here today is a way of bringing to an end that chapter. These our officers, these our security agencies swung almost immediately into action. We have before now, of course, been able to apprehend some of the criminals that participated in that heinous act. But of course, as you would expect, the people we have here with us today are those who took to their heels, who had been on the run. We have always said that in Enugu we have no room for criminals. And once you commit crime here, no matter how long, no matter the length of time, that we must identify you, we must get you, and we must ensure that you're brought to justice. And we're happy that our officers who paid the ultimate price, that sacrifice, or those sacrifices they made, today we can say have not been in vain. because we're bringing to a closure that chapter where we now believe that these people that have gone ahead to destroy justice will now be able to face the same justice. We're also going to, of course, take this opportunity to commend the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, for his commitment to security. As you may know, just recently the National Assembly, I think the House of Representatives, of a constitutional amendment bill where we hope to have the introduction of state police. This is essentially going to further empower the police and help us to eliminate the tragedy of the common. What I call the tragedy of the common, because we need to essentially put security where it squarely belongs. I believe that as states, we must take full responsibility to ensure that within the borders of our states, that we provide effective security to our citizens. And this is, in my view, what the introduction of state police would accomplish. We have also received the funds to go ahead and ensure that all the training institutions are rehabilitated, reconstructed, and renovated. And what that means is that we're going to also have a standardization of training. So this training is not just going to be state-based. The existing training institutions will be able to ensure that there is a standard across the country, a minimum standard that our law enforcement agencies will be exposed to. So this is, for me, heartwarming. It is heartwarming also for the people of Enugu State that the investment we've made in the security sector and the cooperation and the dedication of our security agencies in the states is paying off. We can see results, with this cracking of this criminal element. I'm sure the people of Enugu State can now sleep in peace knowing that we have their back covered. Thank you.
Your Excellency, your government has invested in security infrastructure, technology in particular. How has this been of help in the tracking of criminals in the state, especially in this operation?
So we believe that there is no amount you invest in security that is too much. The technology is one thing. We pride ourselves as major investors in technology, but don't forget that technology is also created by human beings, and you will need dedicated workforce, you need committed workforce, and that is the benefit of what we have in the state here. And we've been fortunate, to say the least, to have collaboration across all the security agencies. We have a common platform where intelligence is shared by all the security agencies, the police, the army, the DSS. We all have a common communication platform where we easily ensure that we all, pass information and act swiftly. In most cases, you don't hear a lot about what is going on in Enugu in terms of the achievements we've recorded in nipping crime in the bud, and that's because the crimes get nipped in the bud, so you don't get to hear. But it is to the credit of these our vigilant officers who sacrifice their sleep to ensure that we're safe, and who ensure that their vigilance, makes it impossible for these criminal elements to act in the state. So as we keep saying to the criminals out there, you already know that in Enugu we do not have rooms for you, and we can also assure you that you come in here, commit crime, no matter how little that crime is. We must identify you, we must get you, and we must ensure that you're brought to justice.
Thank you. Your Excellency, just two more questions, please. One, for criminals to evade justice for the long answer, most times they use people's property, and most times the landlord will say, "I am overseas" or "I'm not aware." What message do you have for owners of property in Enugu? That's one. And then of recent, we have seen trending videos of people, your team tagged as a criminal alarmist, saying there is a kidnap of people in a school in Zago. Then there's a plan to attack you. And please, what do you have to say about that? Those two questions.
First of all, we believe that landowners and landlords have a duty to run a background check before they give their houses out to tenants or prospective tenants. So they do, if they are in doubt or if they believe they may not have the capacity to do that, they have the DSS they can run to provide them with the basic data of this prospective tenant, and they will be able to run a background check and be able to reveal the identity of who they are giving their houses to. Because it's a strict liability offense. You have a duty to ensure who you cannot you can't be exculpated from that duty by saying I did not know. The law has imposed that duty on you. You must ensure that you know who you are renting your house to as a landlord. So you have that duty imposed on you by law. So it's your responsibility to do that. I guess what you have observed recently is that people are, particularly those who are also criminally minded, they are getting so bored that Enugu has been so peaceful. So what they now, what they've taken to in recent time is now stretching their imagination and trying to conjecture things that do not exist, but things that are designed to create panic and fear to the people of Enugu State. So I want to seize this opportunity to tell the peaceful people of Enugu State not to pay attention to these criminal elements, who now know that they cannot, in practice, carry out any attack on the state and get away with it. So what they have now taken to is the social media, where they are peddling falsehood, peddling false information designed to create panic and fear. Disregard that, because those are falsehoods being peddled and trying to frame a narrative that doesn't exist. Please do not pay attention to that. Do not allow them to achieve their aim, because what this is designed to do is to create fear and a siege mentality. We must ensure that we don't fall for that. And please don't also become an accomplice by circulating such fake news. Always try to validate this and get in touch. We have a hotline that you can reach if you are in doubt as to any of this news. You can reach us on our 112 line. It's a toll-free line, and we'll be able to provide you information relating to anything you may have read on the social media. Thank you.
So the demolition of houses or property that are associated with links to some violent crimes like kidnapping, is it still enforced?
Oh yes, that's a law. That's not, we've not amended that law. It's a creation, there is a law that empowers the state government, any house or any location where that is used to harbor criminals. Again, as I said, it's not just even a law, it's a strict liability offense. So for strict liability offenses, that means you don't need to prove intention. The fact that the act is done is what we need to be able to act. There is no need for, as the lawyers would say, there is no need for mens rea. It's a strict liability offense. It's what we need to is to say, yes, we found you harboring these people. We can identify that this was there, and then the law will take its course. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's it called? Riot Act read to prospective criminal that the length and breadth of Enugu State is captured, so that they do at least seek so that Enugu is fully secure. Any rights that are reached to them?
I think that anybody who lives and works in Enugu would have known that we do not joke with security. For us, it's our be-all and end-all. We recognize that as the primary responsibility of government. And so you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot commit crime in this state and get away with it, because we have a full line of sight of what is going on. And if you do, be assured that we would, no matter how long it takes, we will capture you and we will ensure you're brought to justice. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, any message for people? Is there consequences in law for those people that circulate fake news?
Well, of course, the Cyber Security Act is very clear about those cyber bullying and peddling of false information and all that. The consequences are clearly spelled in law, and these things they have grievous consequences. So I think that if it's not just even the originator, the law also criminalizes even you that share the false information. So you don't get exonerated by arguing that you did not originate it. The law is very, very strict. So that's why I said before you share some of these things you may have received by accident, try to probe, try to ask questions, because you may inadvertently also become a criminal. So it's extremely important we don't circulate this false information. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answer.